Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cruzabe here, back with another video on the guide, and today we'll talk about passing. I want to give you guys an overview on when to use which type of pass, and we'll take a look at normal passes, that is ground and lob passes, then driven passes, and last but not least through balls. I'm not going to go into detail on every single little passing technique. This here is meant as an overview to give you an idea what sort of scenario requires which type of pass, so that you exactly know when is the driven pass suited and when should you rather go for a through ball and vice versa. For our first choice, we have the normal passes. These are your bread and butter, and especially in build-up play, the ground pass is great for safe passing and to deliver the ball over short to medium distance into your player's feet in order to get a nice passing game going on. But you can also use ground passes close to the opponent's goal, because there you can start passing combinations or deliver the ball over a short distance quickly. And what you should especially have an eye out for is strikers that are coming short, because then you can immediately play a quick ground pass towards them, receive the ball, have a good touch and set up a finish. If you string a couple of these passes together, it's gonna be hard for the opponent to defend against that. Keep in mind that the passing assistance also works in your favor here. So if your player is running into a certain space, your ground pass will most often get corrected to fit that run, which helps to keep up the tempo in your attack and just generally to get the ball to your player without being intercepted. So even if there are little runs from your players, you don't necessarily need to use a through ball to play that pass then. I want to quickly highlight lob passes as well in this section, because they can be used for switching sides if the opponent is overloading one side, and you can also use them to chip the ball over some incoming pressure in order to just skip that part of the field and get the ball to a player that's positioned more forward in some free space. Next up, we have driven passes, which are a great build-up and attacking tool and should be used quite frequently. In build-up, try to play long-distance passes driven to get the ball to your player faster, but be careful to not overdo it, because these passes will get intercepted if there is a defender with decent positioning. In attack, driven passes are a tool to quickly take advantage when your strikers gain a bit of space, and as soon as you see an opening, you can play that driven pass to give your opponent as little time as possible to correct his positioning. And in the right spots, like here with Neymar, the opponent will not have any chance to counter that pass and the positional advantage you gain from it, and you can just score the goal right away. Driven passes can also be used to convert runs where your striker is not really able to gain that advantage over the defender, or there's not enough space available behind the back line and thus you can't play a through ball. But with the driven pass, you can hit the sweet spot between allowing your striker to still run forward and keep his momentum while delivering the ball to his feet at the same time. Before we're going to continue talking about the next passing type, a quick reminder guys, that if you're looking to improve your FIFA game and really want to take it to the next level, you should highly consider our private coaching offers. Here you can get some individual analysis and feedback on your game, set up a practice schedule and improve step by step. All of our coaches are handpicked and trained by us, the creators of the guide, and we're currently also running some spring bundles where you can get access to both the private coaching as well as a 6-month premium membership for our The Guide Plus app. So if you're interested in that, just check out the first link in the description down below and start improving now. And last but not least, we have the through balls, which are well known and feared in attack, but they are also an underestimated build-up tool, because pretty much anytime you have space in front of your passing target, you should play that pass as a through ball to get your team moving forward and speed up your attack. This happens a lot on the wing with your fullbacks, and sometimes, like in this example here, you can even play passes that would just not be possible at all as a normal ground pass, and use your fullback pushing up the sideline. Be careful though if there is a defender position close by that can go into the ball, because then a through ball will most likely get intercepted and you should rather use a driven pass. In attack, through balls are the tool to take advantage of space and promising runs. Make sure that you can play the ball really deep and that your striker was able to gain a tempo or positional advantage over the defender. That's really important because that will allow him to reach the ball first. Here, for example, we could use the driven pass, but then we would get the ball towards Neymar more directly and would still have to take on the defender in a one-on-one. And if you look closely, you will see that there's a big gap between the center back and the fullback, and that the center back is not selected right now and not really covering that run from Neymar. So we can play the ball deep, use that tempo advantage gained by Neymar, and skip the one-on-one situation altogether to easily score the goal. However, here we have an example where the through ball is not a good fit because the defender is still ahead of our strikers while sprinting backwards already, and we would need to deliver the ball more towards our strikers' feet, and that's why a driven pass in this particular scene would be better suited. Now, to round up this video, I want to take a detailed look at two examples that are a little bit longer and combine many different passing techniques and explain why I used them in those specific scenarios. And starting with this first one, we have a throw in and go for a little bit of a dribbling afterwards and then play this first pass here driven. It's medium distance, not entirely necessary, but it speeds up our build-up play a little bit, and we can then play the second pass here first touch in order to get the ball forward, normal ground pass that is, because we just want to get the ball into our player's feet. And then we see that our winger has a lot of space on the right hand side, so of course we're going for a through ball. So we play the pass to our winger, then start another dribbling to wait for some reinforcements. We see our central midfielder is coming up, so we play a pass into his feet, so we use the ground pass for that. And then here it gets interesting because this is one of the scenarios I mentioned where we have space in front of our other central midfielders, and I really like going for the through ball options in these types of spots. So we do that because now our player can get into the ball, we push forward and get a little bit of tempo, a little bit of movement into this situation, and then we see that Neymar has space and he's a couple of meters away from the center back. So with the first touch even, we decide to go for a driven pass to get the ball over that medium to long distance as quickly as possible and not give the defender much time to correct his positioning, and that works out beautifully. We take a quick turn with Neymar and then are able to score. In this second example here, we win the ball pretty deep in our own half and see an option to play out a fairly long pass towards Cristiano Ronaldo here. So we use the driven pass feature for that to cover that distance a little bit faster. And then another example where our winger has space in front of him, so I use the through ball feature for this pass in order to allow him to push forward. And then the second pass here we play as a normal ground pass because we want to initiate a 1-2 pass at the same time, so initiate a run from our winger, which works out really nicely because the opponent overcommitted his central midfielder. We can dribble towards the center with with Ronaldo and then have tons of space on the wing due to our run that we initiated there. We can play the through ball immediately. So we play that and then start pushing forward. And now here we have a typical example of Neymar once again being positioned in the center with a lot of space around him, and we can get the ball towards him with the driven pass feature. Very typical spot from the wing into the center because a player has space there. And then the last and final pass, this one is especially one that I was talking about earlier, where our player is doing a run forward. So you might think a through ball is the option to go for here, but that might be played too deep or turn out too difficult to play first touch, and then the player messes up the touch, etc. So just play this as a normal ground pass, and the passing assistance is going to make sure that it gets to your player. As you can see here very nicely, we can immediately finish with the first touch and score a very nice passing goal here in the last minute. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on this topic, and also leave me your feedback. Was this helpful to you or not? Appreciate if you guys leave a like. It helps us out more than you think, and make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any further video of the guide. I'll talk to you in the next one. See you then. Much love. Peace.